This is for all of my lovely addictive personalities out there. And I will readily admit that I have a propensity towards addictive mannerisms, although I wouldn't say that even the terminology is correct as applies to me, although I have indulged in addiction before as part of my path. And I would like to share with everybody who's ever had compulsory, habitual, unhealthy, whether it be substances or too much TV, sweets, lack of gym, whatever it is, okay? We get addicted to thought forms. So this is for anybody who's ever struggled with something that they keep telling themselves, I know this is unhealthy for me and I would like to stop. But then inevitably the thing happens again. And you have some trouble understanding how or why this could be, because it feels like I don't want it, yet it feels like it still comes around, right? That's a basic description of what the addict struggles with. It's not good for me, still do it. It's not good for me, still do it. So then you turn yourself, in addition to having the unwelcome side effects of the substance that you're abusing, if it's a substance, not only do you have that damages your physical organism, but you also have the added benefit of being a raging hypocrite, because you're saying one thing and doing another thing, right? Even if it's just internally. If you're saying, say, alcohol, that was mine. Alcoholism is bad, I shouldn't do it. And yet, on the other hand, you're chugging, whatever your liqueur of choice is. If you're saying the alcohol is bad and then you're over here chugging beer all day, well, then you are automatically a hypocrite. So then you add guilt and shame into the picture, and we all know where that story goes. So it's a lot of reinforcing aspects that keep the thing going. And before I go on to the A fix, and I haven't put tons of time into this, but it has worked for me, so it might work for you. Another thing that people with compulsory addictive personalities, we like, right? We love gambling. And that's another addiction. So we like the unknown, we like the thrill of stepping outside of plans. And this includes our own plans. Our own plans we love stepping outside of. But the thing is, we don't like knowing when we're going to step outside of it. You see? So then we have set up a perfect blueprint for dark desire fulfillment. Because we've set up this picture that says, it has painted a nice moral picture, which basically states, if we're talking about alcohol, well, alcohol is bad. I'm not going to do it anymore. Okay, you tell yourself that nice little story. And then inevitably, within a day or two of telling yourself that story, you're sitting here with the drink, drinking the drink, and that thought that says alcohol is bad and it's unhealthy for me, where is that thought right now while you're drinking the drink? Well, the thought is still there, right? It's not gone anywhere. You're aware of that thought. It's just that now, being that you've become the raging hypocrite that you always knew you were, you must say something else in order to pacify the thought that says alcohol is bad and I shouldn't be doing it. So now you say, alcohol is bad and I shouldn't be doing it, chug, 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 but I have it under control. That's one of the main rationalization mechanisms that we use. Or else you will say, alcoholism is bad and I shouldn't do it, chug, 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 but this is my last one. That's a really good escape tool, a rationalization. This is the last one. How many last ones have we had, right? So that's that. We like the thrill of making a promise to ourselves that subconsciously we know we're going to break, but we're also signing up for the excitement of breaking that promise. We like breaking the promise. Do you understand? This is why we do it. It's not even necessarily because we really enjoy that feeling that alcohol gives us, because we don't enjoy it, because that's why a lot of people end up in AA, because they destroy their bodies to shit, or else they shoot themselves, or else they end up in a SWAT standoff and they have now 15 different artificial organs and things like that. And that's exactly what happens. And this is the stories that I heard and saw, and I saw all these artificial organs, not the organs themselves, but the outer. While I was in AA. I was in AA myself for a couple of years, for a year and a half. So this does happen, and people do beat themselves to shit over these so-called addictions, and that's what it is. But we like the thrill of not being told what to do, because anybody who has addictive personalities is a rebellious sort of character as well, like myself. And as soon as we hear somebody say, you ought to do that, you oughtn't to do that, then we're like, yes, now I have my direction. So we take whatever they say and we do the exact opposite, or else, in my case, I got tired of doing that, so I figured out how to be, that's a side story. I'm not going to get into that here. But I don't go the exact opposite either. Sometimes I just do what other people say. Eventually you come full circle and you're like, there's people out there and they have ideas, and maybe I can apply some of them to my own life without, like harming my poor little ego self so terribly badly. Like, you come around eventually. But anyway, so that's kind of how I see addictive personalities and why they behave as they do. And I didn't particularly like being in the cult of AA. I did like it because there's lots of love there, and there's lots of similar minds, but I didn't like some of their dogma, and I didn't like the idea that I don't know, it was something like 95% of people that go in AA stay alcoholics. The statistics were something along those lines. And anyway, I have some issues with AA, but that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that there are things that we can do to simply not encourage the addictive behavior. So, I'm going to give you my idea. And this is something I've practiced, and it works. And this is how you do it, okay? The first thing is you have to know whether you actually want to drink or not. Understand that there is the thing of saying, and applies to drinking or whatever, understand that there is the thing that you say, I want to stop drinking, but really, subconsciously, you don't want to stop drinking. And you like the thrill of breaking your own promise, okay? Understand that that exists. So you have to first, introspect and find out if you really do want to not drink. Do I really want to not drink? Okay, or is this just me playing games with myself? That's one of the first things that you have to just look at within yourself. And then if you do find that you really want to not drink, or you want to not smoke, or you want to go to the gym, okay, whatever, it's the thing you want to do or you don't want to do. If you find out that that's a genuine intent within you, then you have to commit. So commitment, just commit to it. Just commit to, yes, I don't want this thing, or yes, I do want this thing. So once you've committed we'll use drinking because drinking is a main addiction. Once you've committed to it, okay, don't commit for a period of time. That's also bad. That's also setting up for failure, and it's setting up for relapse. And I've experienced this over and over and over and over and over. And I'm not going to go into the whys of that. I'm just going to tell you that is generally incorrect. It's incorrect to say, I'm going to stop drinking for 30 days. Bad. Okay? Set the intent. Know that you genuinely don't want to drink. And then be watchful. Okay? Because if you're not watchful, the subconscious will take over, and you will just simply find yourself at the liquor store. So, this is why meditation, of course. So be watchful, and this is how you drink. You first get a thought that says you should go drink. Something like that, right? Hey, buddy, there's an alcohol place over there. Go get some. A thought comes in and says that, okay? This is a seed. This is a manifestation seed. Recognize it for what it is. Okay? And these can be very subtle. So if you're watching TV and you see a beer commercial and that makes you think of alcohol, okay, recognize that for what it is. It's a seed. It's a manifestation seed for reality creation inside of your life, right? And this is what you do. When you get that seed, and I mean any seed that tempts any seed whatsoever regarding to this thing that you have made the intention not to do, okay? Say, no thank you. Say, I recognize you. Alcohol seed, alcohol manifestation seed, I recognize you and I thank you for your offer, and no thank you. Okay, so you're respecting it for what it is, because disrespect always brings more addiction in. That increases the cycle of abuse. I respect you. I see you. I acknowledge you. And no thank you. Okay? That kills the seed on the spot. You don't drink. And do that every single time a seed comes up. Every single time. I see you. I acknowledge you. I recognize you as a manifestation seed for the possibility of me going to the store and buying alcohol, or just me drinking, or whatever. And I say, no thank you. I respect you, but no thank you. Also, just pray. I mean, that's one of the things in alcoholism. I mean, in AA. Say, God, I'm a fuck up and I can't control alcohol. Please take away the desire. That works too. That's funny. Like, we always think one thing works or one thing doesn't work, or all these other things, and we'd like to parse out the reality and things like that. But that's just because our mind does such things. It's okay. God, take away my incessant need to be a raging hypocrite and an alcoholic. Well, he will. Also, the seed method works. All right, I hope you guys are doing well. Take care. Bye.